Howdy folks, Steve here, standing in the Canadian capital, Ottawa. You can see in the background some of the parliamentary buildings. You can see the clock tower in behind the trees there. And this area is called Major's Hill, which is next door, or part of Parliament Hill. And I've heard it once said that all countries, all parliaments and so on are basically military encampments. And it's a hard thing for people to hear sometimes, but I think it's, if freedom is about taking off the veil and seeing what is, I think this is important. You can see here this little bit of a monument standing right here, a little bit of a history of the area. It starts off with saying place and time. It says, before the arrival of the first European, much of this area was covered in forest. The site was then transformed by the British Military Reserve, where Lieutenant Colonel John By and his family established their residence. And then it says, though Colonel By was undoubtedly the most notable resident of this property, the ground was eventually named by his successor, Major Daniel Bolton. With the completion of the Rideau Canal, the military reserve gave way to stately trees and meandering paths, and Major's Hill became a popular retreat of a bustling lumber town. Now, it says later that Major's Hill Park has witnessed the building of the national capital. So what started out as a military camp became a larger military camp with lots of pomp and circumstance. Now, of course, you don't want to tell people this is a military camp. You want to give them all this glory of the country and the greatness and all this sort of thing. So it's the same thing that takes place, I think, in a clever advertising campaign. You want to make a very nice headline to be captivating, right? So we go over here, we see another plaque which shows us, ladies, hopefully not interfering with your. Over here we have another plaque, and it shows, I hope you can see here. See this? Isn't this a wonderful picture of a nice park with the Parliament behind, a lady well dressed on a bicycle? Doesn't that look so peaceful? Doesn't look like a military camp, does it? Looks like a place you'd want to be, for sure. And this is interesting. Right here. On July 1st, 1867, Canadians enjoyed the first of many celebrations to honor the country's birthday. The historic event was marked by 101 guns saluting. Well, that's a military camp. Why do you fire off a whole bunch of guns if it's just about benevolence to the people? From Major's Hill, and by fireworks and revelry on nearby Parliament Hill. This festive mood echoed over the years as Major Hills Park became a stage for the weekly band concert and eventually the home of the annual Tulip Festival. Oh, there's another headline, isn't it? Tulips. Wonderful how peaceful that is. But I think it's important for us to realize that in terms of the history of our enslavement, in terms of societies and so on, is the ruling classes are always basically, they're warriors. Willing to, and there's a war going on all the time. If one is going to claim to own you, that you have to do this and this and that, you have to be under a military occupation. It's the only way that it can be done, right? It's not freedom anyway. And what this is a facade of a large military encampment. It started out as a military camp, it continues to be a military camp, and I think it was Mao Zedong once said that government is always directed through the barrel of a gun. There's no difference here. There's just 101 gun salutes. Every piece of paper is an opinion with a gun, every enactment and so on, which will be carried out to either encaging you or a bullet through you somewhere, or whatever, right? But it is the whole process. As I can see it, I could be wrong. This is a military encampment. Beautiful to see, and lots of smiling faces. I don't think people see it as that, but if you read it from its history, and it's never changed, that's what it is and that's what it remains. So Steve here on Major's Hill, next door to Parliament Parliament Hill, and I'll go and take a few pictures of that as well and send them your way. Great chatting again. Steve here, and talk again soon. Bye for now.